Kokichi's point of view.
I kind of feel bad for not telling Saichi we got to skip school yesterday because of Kyoko. But it was nice to be able to see him not worrying about going to school. I mean, it was nice not having to go to school anyway, but being able to go on my first date with my beloved was so much better. I mean, his face was so cute when I told him.
Kokichi?
Nagito tapped on my shoulder.
Yes, Nagito?
I asked, with my usual smirk.
Well, you were just staring at Saichi for the past 5 minutes, and I wanted to know if you were okay.
I blushed a moment before suppressing it, looking back at Saichi. Would now be a good time to tell them? Saichi looked at me and gave a small nod as though he was giving me permission. I gave him a quick wink before looking back over at Nagito.
Well, my beloved Shushu asked me to be his boyfriend a couple days ago, and now we are so happy together. Isn't that right, Shu?
I smiled at him and leaned over to poke his cheek. Nagito laughed first.
I already knew you guys were together. I was just wondering if you zoned out or something.
I playfully elbowed him in the arm.
Of course you did.
I laughed. Saichi and Hajime were laughing in the back. It was nice to be able to see Saichi laughing again. I hated seeing him when he was crying or when he's feeling sad. I want moments like this to happen all the time, because I want to see his smile all the time. I felt a flush come to my cheeks when the thought crossed my mind. I want to be able to cherish these moments with Saichi. I want to be able to always be like this with you.
Class, today we are going to do more of the reading.
The teacher smiled and I just felt my face drop. God, not more reading. We're almost at the end of the book, but that means another group project.
Kokichi, I'm going to do my reading next to Hajime, is that alright?
He paused for a moment before adding,
You can sit next to Saichi.
I felt my face get hot before I felt Saichi take a seat next to me. He put his arm around my waist and pulled me close to him. Seeing our class had tables and benches, it wasn't that difficult.
Hey, are you doing alright? You seem a little on edge.
Saichi always just knows. Sometimes I'm grateful for his talent to know, but sometimes I'm not.
Yeah, I'm doing alright.
I whispered to him with my normal smile. I could tell he wasn't buying it. Well, I wouldn't expect him to buy that bad of a lie anyway.
Okay, then, do you need help with the reading? I mean, the questions we have to answer, of course.
I loved the feeling of his warmth next to me. It made me feel a little more at ease. I just felt so worried about him. After the bite, I'm just worried that something's going to happen and he might get taken away from me.
That's so nice of you, Shu. Of course, I would love your help.
I teased, poking his shoulder before going to read my book. When school finally came around to lunch, it was nice to be able to go out to the roof and talk to my friends. I'm kind of worried they're going to ask me a ton of questions about our relationship. I know Saichi is going to get all flustered, and I want to be the only one who sees him flustered. But he gets hella flustered so easily that this will never happen.
So how did this happen, Kokichi?
Hajime asked, right to the point again. I sighed.
Well, when I took Shu to the infirmary after he passed out in health 2 days ago, he confessed to me. And when I heard him say his confession, I told him I felt the same, and then we got together.
I said, waving my hands around to add effect.
Isn't that a little fast, though, on the day you met?
Nagito asked, making Saichi blush and cover his mouth with his hand.
Yeah, we were just meant to meet each other.
I winked at Saichi. I was thinking about the whole bond thing we have. It makes me feel like I finally have a sense of belonging. It makes me feel even closer to Saichi.
All right,
Hajime said with a small laugh, making Nagito laugh as well. I smiled and leaned my head on Saichi's shoulder. I like being able to do this. I feel like I finally found the thing I'd lost so long ago.
So, Shushu, what do you have for lunch today?
I said, grabbing one of his hands in mine. I could tell he was still nervous about eating because of yesterday.
I have some steak and vegetables with a small amount of rice, but I don't feel hungry.
I frowned and picked up his chopsticks.
Well then, I'll feed you.
I smiled at him and laughed a bit when his cheeks inflamed.
Only if you want to,
he yelped before relaxing. I sat in front of him and fed him his food. He was super nervous and hesitant about it at first, but after a moment he smiled and ate his food. He finished most of it, which is what his normal metabolism is.
You're doing so well, Shushu.
I praised him and cupped his cheek in my hand before planting a kiss on his cheek.
I can eat a bit more,
he said under his breath. I giggled and started to feed him again. He's so cute when he's so hesitant. I kind of forgot that people were around until Nagito and Hajime started giggling.